Welcome back, AP macroeconomics students. Today we're going to talk about topic 1.6, which is market equilibrium, disequilibrium, and changes in equilibrium. So here we have a supply and demand curve. When you put them together, you get what's called equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity, or essentially where supply and demand meet. In this case, it would be $3.30. Equilibrium price would be $3, where quantity demanded meets quantity supplied. The equilibrium quantity is 30. Now at $4, there is what's called disequilibrium. That means that the quantity demanded is less than the quantity supplied. Again, we have what's called a surplus. The quantity demanded is less than the quantity supplied. How much is the surplus at $4? The answer is 20. 40 minus 20, or where the price point meets the demand in the supply curve. Now at $2, below equilibrium, there's also disequilibrium. The quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. This is what's considered a shortage. Specifically, at $2, there is a shortage of 30 units, or 50 minus 20. When you're asked for a question on a shortage or surplus, make sure that you give the specific answer. How much is a shortage if the price is $1? The answer is 70, or 80 minus 10. Now, the free market system automatically pushes the price towards equilibrium. So, when there's a surplus, producers lower their prices, and when there's a shortage, producers raise their prices. I have some practice questions. Price signals is the term that economists use to describe how prices convey information and help society use these scarce resources more efficiently. So when we look at supply and demand, you're going to examine three things. One, what did it look like before the change? You draw your supply and demand, and you label the original equilibrium price and quantity. And then when a change takes place, does it impact supply or demand first? Which determinant caused the shift, and was it an increase or decrease? You draw this, and then after the change, you label the new equilibrium. What happened to the price at the new equilibrium? Did it increase or decrease? What happened to the quantity at the new equilibrium? Did it increase or decrease? We have some practice problems that I would recommend that you do. I'll click through these so that you can take a look on your own. I also would like to mention what happens in what's called a double shift. Suppose the demand for milk increased at the same time as production technology improved. Use supply and demand analysis to show what will happen to price and quantity. The double shift rule says if two curves shift at the same time, either price or quantity will be what's called indeterminate or ambiguous. So if the demand increases and then the supply increases, the price is indeterminate, but the quantity increased. So here's what you do. You draw out the graphs separately with the shift in demand and the shifts in supply. You figure them out separately. If you notice that two of them have the same, in this case, the price is indeterminate, one is decrease, the other's increase, you can't tell. But if two are the same, like the quantity increased for the supply and the quantity increased for the demand, they match up and you know it's an increase. What if supply increases, but demand falls? Again, do them separately. We have a price decrease and a price decrease. So we know the price decreases, but the quantity is something different. On the supply side, the quantity increased, but on the demand side, the quantity decreased. Therefore, the price was a decrease, but the quantity was indeterminate. Another example, supply decreases and demand falls. Price is indeterminate and the quantity decreases. Here's some examples to review supply and demand. Some more practice questions. Now, the last section is on price controls. This is where the government gets involved. We have what's called price ceilings and price floors. A price ceiling is the maximum legal price a seller can charge for a product. The goal is to make things affordable by keeping the price from reaching equilibrium. For example, even though equilibrium should be at $4 for gasoline, if the government puts a price ceiling at $2, you're going to have a shortage because people are going to want to buy gas for $2 instead of $4. The quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. Now, this doesn't always help consumers. Black markets emerge. But a price floor is the minimum legal price a seller can sell a product. The goal is to keep price high by keeping price from falling to equilibrium. Sorry. If the price floor is at $4, even though equilibrium should be at $3, then you're going to have a surplus. People don't want to pay $4. They'd rather pay $3 where supply and demand meet. Therefore, your quantity demanded is less than your quantity supplied, and you have a surplus. Policy like this help corn producers? We have some practice questions and a review and some videos at the end. Thank you.